Hey, La Casa family, how we doing? Greeting from Tuscany. Such a beautiful place, the hills, such a peaceful place. First of all, I just want to take a second and say thank you so much for allowing my wife and I to take some time off, some vacation, to come and rest and re-energize ourselves to continue to lead and serve and minister the gospel to you and to everyone in Nashville and beyond. These have been a tremendous time for us. When we arrived here, the place is so peaceful, and we were just so thankful for it. And I just wanted to thank you for giving us the time to do that. On the other hand, yesterday, as we visited the inclined Tower of Pisa, I was so impressed by the incredible monument and the huge cathedral that is right beside it. In fact, the tower was built for the cathedral. But my biggest impression was how inclined the tower is, and reminded me of the importance of foundations. When you have the wrong foundations, you can have a beautiful facade, you can have a beautiful building, it can look nice, but it surely will incline and fall. Tower of Pisa had to be stopped at a certain inclination, and millions of dollars were spent to keep it from falling and to become a tourist attraction. Yet it's not really fulfilling the purpose for which it was created for. See, the Tower of Pisa was created as a tower to hold the largest and tallest bell in Europe. But the case is the foundations were faulty. Remind me of how important our foundations are in our Christian and spiritual life. That's why we insist so much at La Casa, go through foundation, go through foundation. And in fact, if you have been through foundation and Victory Day, we have a great complement coming, which is our Equip time that is on April 11. I know, I'm not supposed to be working, but come on, give me a break. I'm doing my best here. I'm so excited for what God is having for us in this next season at our church and with everyone that are walking together. This morning, I just, this right there, that chair right there, I got my coffee and my Bible, and I was looking at the hills and reading and thinking about even David when he said, I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the creator of heaven and earth. When we are going through moments of challenges and when we're going through moments of peace, we always have to remember that our help comes from the Lord. Then I just went real quick to the New Testament, and I'm still meditating on the Sermon on the Mount, and I'm excited for what God is having for us this Sunday. Heather is going to preach, Heather and Catherine are going to preach a great sermon, and I encourage you to attend and to receive the Word of God. I know Pastor Verbs and Marcel did a great job last Sunday. So we continue in the Sermon on the Mount, and I'm meditating now on prayer and fasting that comes in chapter 6, and it's an incredible chapter, and it's an incredible story when Jesus gathered his disciples and tell them, here's how you should pray. Prayer is not simply a religious duty. Prayer is not what we have to do because we're Christians or we're followers of Christ. Prayer is actually our communication with God. Prayer is how we communicate with our Creator. Prayer is a relationship. Prayer is you and I spending time with the God that created these hills behind me, the God that created us, and the God that loves us, and the God that became man to live among us. As I read the Lord's Prayer in Matthew chapter 6 and Jesus' explanation to his disciples of how to pray, I am more convinced than ever of how important it is for us to have a life of prayer. I'm so thankful for our prayer team at La Casa and how do they lift all of us in prayer, not only on Sundays like you see them walking the track and praying, but during the week with any emergency, they're always praying and always lifting up every need. But that's not enough. You and I have to have our own prayer life. You and I have to have our personal connection with Christ. We have to bring to him our needs, but we have to spend time in thanking him and worshiping him. And we also have to have time to ask him questions. God, why this happened? How do you allow this and that? God does not fret or get offended when you ask him questions. You know what offends God? When you ignore him, when you abandon him. But as long as you speak to him, as long as you have a life of prayer with him, there is a blessing for you. And I can't wait to explore prayer and fasting from the Sermon on the Mount with all of y'all. Praying for you. We miss you dearly. we're not gonna lie, we're enjoying ourselves here. We love it so much. We're so thankful and happy. But we promise you, we're coming back. We're gonna be there. We're gonna continue ministering the gospel to you, and we're gonna come with full strength. If you feel me a little bit tired today, is because I've been fighting a cold and cough for the last couple of days. I'm getting better, but it's still very cold here. So keep us in prayer. Love you all. Go to church on Sunday. Serve in every team. I know how much you love your church and how much you love La Casa. And we will see you soon. God bless you.